So the first question I have for you, you've got 12 one-drops. Did you have any real way that you came to those particular one-drops? Your one-drops being 4 Fire Slinger, 4 Noble, 3 Grim Lavamancer, and 1 Spike Shot Elder.
A while ago, when the control was a little bit more prevalent, I was actually on Furnace Scamps. That ended up being absolutely terrible.
Right.
Sometimes I just mize, like sometimes I just hit it on turn 1 and like 1 on turn 2 against blue-black control. But there's not really, there are creatures absolutely everywhere in this format. There are going to be blockers.
Yeah, the day of control being in charge is over.
Yeah, which is fantastic. I like to see that. I like to see overruns winning games. It's very, very Timmy. It's fantastic. I needed a huge amount of one-drops because the hands I keep are either a one-drop and a Berserker, a one-drop and a Berserker, one-drop and Shrine, or potentially 3 one-drops, which is a very easy keep for me, assuming I don't just run smack dab into a Day of Judgment. Noble's absolutely important right now. There are a lot of humans just coincidentally.
Yep.
Also, very rarely he does get out of control. He does get up to 4 toughness in a mirror match, and then he's just untouchable. Spike Shot Elder, I actually went the entirety. There's just 1 Spike Shot Elder, just because I wanted 12 to be the number. I went the entirety of yesterday, all throughout Swiss, without activating Spike Shot Elder once.
right. But you did activate it in the top 8.
I did activate it to kill the blocker and get through. It ended up being incredibly relevant.
Yeah, in my experience, I like 1 Spike Shot Elder because if you ever draw 2, you just want to strangle yourself.
Yeah, like they're a mana sink, and they're not something I want to see a lot of. I was in a position where like I need my 1-drop to be something that I wouldn't mind just seeing late game. If somehow miraculously I'm on 21 lands, I see like 6 lands, 7 lands, I don't mind like top taking a Spike Shot Elder because he'll turn into a shock at the end of every turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so your sideboard is 4 Dismember, 4 Volshock Refugee, 2 Traitorous Blood, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Hero of Oxid Ridge, and 1 Arc Trail.
Yes.
How did your sideboard work out? Were there any cards you'd like to change if you were to play this event again?
1 Dismember can definitely be cut. I was expecting a little bit more in the way, like maybe some Mono Black Infect matchups. I didn't see any of those today or yesterday.
Yes, cut your Dismembers.
You've been talking about that all week.
That Dismember could probably stand to be a Traitorous Blood. I managed to dodge Wolf Run for the most of it. Wolf Run's not a very good matchup for me. I die very, very hard to Slagstorm. So I would have loved to have seen an extra Traitorous Blood against those Inferno Titans, which is just fantastic.
Absolutely.
Killing them with their own Inferno Titan is one of my favorite things to do. That's really it. 4 Volshock Refugees ends up being absolutely crucial. Although I did win a mirror match yesterday, wherein they had a turn 2 Shrine, a turn 3 Refugee, and a turn 4 Refugee.
How did you beat that?
Berserker and Volt Charges.
There we go, Volt Charge, and just building up your Berserker to something crazy.
That's definitely an interesting card in your deck that isn't necessarily standard in Mono Red. A lot of Mono Red decks have Brimstone Volley in that spot. So what are your thoughts on that comparison?
That's actually where I started. I've been playing just exclusively Mono Red forever.
Okay.
I started with Brimstone Volley, and then I saw a couple instances where, like, maybe it wasn't so live. Maybe at the end of turn, if they don't do anything, me Volt Charging them is a lot better than me Brimstone Volleying them. I
can accept that.
I can proliferate a couple things. Volt Charge also gives me just a lighter array of options. I can do a little bit of combat tricks. Recently on Friday Night Magic, I had somebody block, like they tapped out for a Thrun and they offered to block with a 4/4 Noble. They tapped out with a Thrun and they offered to block my 4/4 Noble and trade, and I Volt Charged them, made my guy like 5/5.
The interaction, having all 3 of Noble and Berserker and Shrine gives you a lot of proliferate tricks.
And you guys saw that. I didn't have to like I was triple blocked by Spirits with my Berserker, and I didn't have to.
I mentioned that
it's amazing.
You were instead of having to kill one of the blockers, you could kill another creature and still keep your Berserker alive. It was a big deal.
And if that's all they have, I free them. I free them and have my guy
it's a big deal.
So in game 1, when you were down game 1, that must have been just a really scary moment.
That looked bad for me.
It really did.
Let's see, we have his list here?
We do, yeah.
Hero of Bladehold is so bad for me.
We expected the 4 timely reinforcements in his sideboard to be pretty bad for you too, but
if I had seen maybe a little bit more action out of the timely reinforcements than I actually did, he just ended up being aggressive enough that like our life totals weren't that far apart a lot of the time.
This is something we were talking about in game 2. The impact of your own Dismembers, keeping your life total low, made it such that his timely reinforcement wasn't ever able to gain him life.
Yeah.
And there was actually a turn where he chose not to play timely reinforcements, where he was holding on to it to try and gain life, and he cast the Doom
Traveler.
When if he had cast it, he might have been able to draw that Honor of the Pure and get in a lot more damage.
Yeah, actually, I think that he would have won game 2 if he had cast the Timely Reinforcements for no life, but for 3 creatures. That was the turn, I think, just before he cast Honor of the Pure and Spirited You in the air for 4, because he would have had the ability to cast the Timely, activate the Moorland Haunt afterwards to get a Spirit, untap, cast the Honor of the Pure, come in for 4, have a Doom Traveler. The other Doom Traveler is still out there before, so maybe coming in the air for 6, and having, I mean...
Yeah. Like... Oh, fantastic. Like,
yeah.
there are just so many cards in this list that are such a problem for me. A turn 1 Doom Traveler, if I don't have a Noble, which I don't think I saw a turn 1 Noble in any of those games.
You did not have a 1-drop in games 2 or 3, and those are the games you won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then in game 3, he had a handful of mana leaks and revoke existences. He just had a fistful of reactive cards, and you just had the wrong threats for him to deal with.
I didn't know what he was on, and like I thought maybe he would get rid of mana leak against me.
That's what we were saying.
Because it looked like he was. I put him on a plane where like maybe he just taps out for hero and just taps out for Honor to Appear and some guys and then a hero or something like that, and just puts this enormous clock on me. And he probably wins if he just actually takes the stance of the aggressor, because his creatures will get bigger than mine very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, if we imagine, right, those 2 mana leaks that he cast, all that they did was eat up time that you didn't care about.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're like, okay, mana leak, I'll tap out and it resolves.
Yeah, they did nothing. Like, I got to pay for 2 mana leaks. That's
absolutely.
Fantastic.
I know.
I was like, sure.
You said that you've been on Red basically forever, so for one last comment for our viewers out there, what would you recommend to someone if they're trying to, get on the Red train? What do they need to do to be thinking about the game the right way?
Consistency. Like, Mising is awesome and fun. I boarded in, I don't know if you guys saw it on camera, but I boarded in a Traitorous Blood in game 3.
We talked about that. That's kind of funny. We were talking about boarding a Traitorous Blood. We're like, do you want to just steal a hero? Just kind of get him?
Yeah. Like, if I steal a hero and get him, then like suddenly the clock shifts a little bit more in my favor, and I probably just get to untap and shrine him. I saw he had a lot of main board answers to shrine. So, I mean, I don't know. I did not think that I was favored going into that match in the slightest.
Neither did we, but you pulled it out.
I thought you were favored in the match, but once you lost game 1, I thought he had such a huge edge.
You thought it was done?
Yeah. I mean, once you won the coin flip, because I believe you won the coin flip for the match, I was like, oh, that's...
And then he mulliganed to 5 in game 1.
He mulliganed to 5 and crushed me.
And that's the game he won.
He mulliganed to 5 and just had absolutely everything he needed. It was absurd.
This is a lesson, too, for everyone at home. Like, here he is, his opponent, Ryan Waller, mulligans to 5 and wins. So if you're at 6 cards, if your hand's not great, go to 5.
Yeah.
You know,
like we both mulliganed to 5. I mulliganed to 5 in game 3, didn't I? What game did I mulligan in? I mulliganed down to...
I think you mulliganed to 6 in game 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did mulligan... I'm fairly certain I mulliganed in 3.
Maybe it was game 3.
Game 3?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw my opener, but I got a lot of questions on my opener in game 3.
Okay.
My opening hand in game 3 had a Spike Shot Elder, a Galvanic Blast, Incinerate, Chandra's Phoenix, and like 3 lands.
That's great, actually.
And I put it away.
Okay.
That's a great hand.
I put it away because like I see myself winning that game off the back of Berserker and Shrine.
Okay.
Sure.
Like, I'm actually just not going to be doing anything for the first several turns. And if he goes turn 1 Doom Traveler, turn 2 Honor the Pure, I'm in trouble.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Like, it may have been a little bit greedy.
I think I think I would have probably kept that hand, but I understand your reasoning completely.
I can definitely try to find what you need.
If you believe, and this is totally reasonable, you believed you were a dog in the matchup, right?
Oh, yeah.
So as you believing you're a dog in the matchup, you can't take a hand that is classically good. You have to take a hand that's romantically good. That's like, what if I get the lottery?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like,
I mean, I didn't get here by playing well. I got here by mising like crazy. Are you kidding me?
No, I think that's good play, though, because if you view yourself as not having the edge, then you can't just play on the merits. You have to play on the luck.
Play your outs being the mantra that everybody's been chanting
lately.
lately.
Very important.
Well, but for anyone trying to play mono red right now, I would actually advise kind of don't. Wolf Run is your worst matchup, I would think. They've now started running Glimmer Post, which is hilarious.
Yeah, some Glimmer Posts out there, those are brutal. It's like, I'll go get a bunch of life.
That's not everywhere right now.
Sure.
It will be tomorrow. It will be
maybe.
This
we'll see. I mean, in particular with Mono Red winning this tournament.
This is a big one.
You may have shifted.
Sorry, other Mono Red players.
Yeah, you won the biggest standard event in a while. So
Yeah, how many players do we have?
577.
Yeah.
That is,
Quite a few.
it's a lot more than 20, and that's high as I can count.
There we go. Congratulations, Denny.
Congratulations again.
Fantastic.
Very well done.
Thank you.